Your life is not supposed to be about serving your business. We all get that, right? So we need to understand we're trying to build a more successful business. The problem is most people go their whole life trying to build a more successful business without taking the time to define what a successful business looks like.
You're listening to the Profit First for Lawyers podcast, the official companion show to the book Profit First for Lawyers by RJon Robbins. Now, this podcast is for you if you want to bring home more profit while working less hours in the office, spending more time with your loved ones doing the things you actually want to do, and turning your office into a lean, mean, profit-breathing machine. So if you're tired of working for your law firm instead of your law firm working for you, stay tuned for some really practical insights that will get you the results you've always wanted. It's time to put your BS aside for the next few minutes and put yourself, your family, your firm, and your profit first. Welcome back to another episode of the Profit First for Lawyers podcast. I'm your host, Carly, and today we're getting into a topic that will give you the foundation to transform your business and your life for the better. On this episode, we're going to talk about measuring success and why having a definition of what success means to you is absolutely imperative. So first, we're going to go over RJon's definition and why his definition should matter to you. Now, RJon talks about this in chapter 4 of his book, and we also covered this topic briefly in season 1. We've got that episode linked in our show notes below. But today, we're going to take it a step even further. We're going to take a tactical deep dive into the important information that you're going to need to have in order to make your definition of success a force that's going to help you achieve it. So one of the first things that RJon ever asked me when he hired me to be on his team originally, right? He asked me, what do you want for yourself? Where do you want to wake up in 2 years? What are your personal goals? And it was kind of a sobering realization for me at that time to acknowledge that I'd thought about my professional goals, right? I'd thought about the kind of work that I wanted to be doing in 2 years, but I'd never really taken the time to sit down and think through what I wanted for myself and for my family. Now, this is a critical part of the conversation because if you don't know what you want, then you can't clearly define success. And if you can't clearly define it, you can't reach it. It's like shooting for a target that doesn't exist, right? So here's RJon. He's going to give his definition of success, and he's going to talk about how to think through and find out what it is that you want so that you can build your foundation for a better and a more successful life and business. Now, this is a clip from the 2016 live quarterly meeting where RJon is with our How to Manage a Small Law Firm members. And he shows us how we can apply these same questions to ourselves so that we can come up with a measurable, actionable definition of our own. This is a really fun clip. You guys are in for a treat. Let's roll it.
The purpose of the business is to serve your life. Let's talk about your definition of a successful business. My definition is based on financial, personal, and professional success. And as you can see in your workbook, there's another category called other, because you can add to that anything you want. But I don't believe that any rational person who goes into business would ever say that they would consider a business to be successful if it didn't serve their financial needs, would you? Can't pay your mortgage, can't pay your rent, can't make your car payments, can't pay for your kids to go to school, can't pay for your food, constantly strapped for cash. How do you call that a successful business? We all agree? 2, personal. Business is throwing off loads and loads and loads of cash, but it's ruining your personal life. You are a stranger to your friends. You're a stranger to your family. You're a stranger to your kids. Anyone consider that to be a successful business? Okay. 3rd is professional. Business throwing off loads and loads of cash. You got tons and tons of free time. The only problem is that business requires you to do work that you hate for clients that you despise with a team you want to kill. Anyone call that a successful business? No. Financial, success, personal, and professional. Plus whatever else is important to you. How much does it cost? How much profit does your business have to throw off every year? We don't care about gross revenue at this point. We care about how much profit the business throws off. This is your W-2 salary, your distributions, and all the expenses you run through the business with your accountant's approval, of course. How much does it cost to live the way you want to live? And the only thing that matters is you. Not what your friends think, not what your family think, not what your colleagues think, not what your neighbors think, not what I think, not what any of the other members of this community think. It's only what you think that matters.
Now, next, they're going to talk about how to measure personal success. Think about what measurable personal success might mean to you.
Personal. What does your business have to do for you personally in terms of flexibility, freedom, vacations, time with family, time with community, spirit, exercise, whatever? In quantifiable terms, what does personal success mean for you, for your business? Now let's quantify that. Let's put that in terms that we can quantify. That means your definition of success, right? We have an objective criteria against which we can now measure the growth of the business. Pretty scary stuff, right? There's no bullshitting around this, right? No getting around it. Starts to drive behavior, starts to drive decisions, starts to drive priorities. Make sense? See how we're doing this?
Okay, and now that we know how to measure financial and personal success, it's time to take a look at how RJon coaches you to measure your own professional success. What do you want? Let's take a look.
What does the business have to do in order for you to consider it to be professionally successful? How can we quantify that? If every year the business helps more people than it did last year, not just makes more money, but also helps more human beings. So one of the ways that you can quantify professional success is that you're building other people who can go out and share your message with the world.
Hey guys! So quick note here, we really wanted to make sure that we weren't just giving you profitable concepts, but that we were also providing some resources to help you take action and see the results in your own lives. Now, some of these resources are going to be downloadable, some of them are going to be watchable, and others will be live, but all of them will be offered to you completely for free, no strings attached. Now, we do host a Profit First for Lawyers workshop several times per year all over the US, and RJon has finally agreed to let me offer it to our listeners again for free. So if you're ready to get serious about making your law firm more profitable, click the link in our show notes below and reserve your seat now. Now, fair warning, we do cap attendance at these events to make sure that attendees get some real laser focus on the things that are important to them. And we do always run out of seats, so make sure that you've snagged your seat. If you want even more insights and even more RJon, don't miss it. You've got to know what you want in definable, measurable terms that you can track so that you can achieve success and reach your fullest potential. And that's what we've got for you today, folks. Stay tuned next time as we continue the conversation and we speak with financial literacy and strategy expert Evelyn as she walks us through total owner benefits and how to engineer that better future. We'll see you then. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Profit First for Lawyers. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, tell a friend and visit profitfirstforlawyers.com/action to download the resources that are going to help you put these concepts to work for your law firm. Your future self will thank you for it, and we will see you next time.